Hey everyone, it is Alyssa Grasso, and this is the Awkward Author vlog slash podcast. Thank you for joining me today, and I do finally have a cover reveal for you today. I know I kind of promised you that last week, and I didn't get that out because it wasn't quite ready. But now I am ready to reveal the cover for my next book, which will be out hopefully later on this month, the end of the month. This is February 2018 as I'm making this video slash podcast for those of you that aren't listening to it this particular week. This is a young adult novel I've been working on a long time. The first draft was written, oh gosh, I don't even know when, 2014 maybe, I think I was first working on this. So it's been many years in the making, but it is finally almost ready to be released to the world, and I do have a cover that I am ready to show off to you. If you are a newsletter subscriber, you've already seen that, but if you aren't, you probably haven't seen it yet, so I am going to show it to you here in this video. For those of you that are listening and want to see my beautiful, glorious cover, you can head on over to alyssagrasso.com, ALISSAGROSSO.com, and you can check out the cover there if you want to actually see what I'm talking about. Now, like I said, this is a young adult novel, young adult contemporary, and one of the things with a cover is, you want to look nice, you want to make people want to read your book, obviously. You want to stand out, but you don't want to stand out too much, because you want it to convey what the book is and look like other books within the same genre so that people know what to expect, because people do judge books by their covers. Even librarians and booksellers, they do the same thing. They look at a cover, and if they like the cover, that makes them inclined to pick it up and look at the book a little further. If it's, an ebook, and you're looking online to read a little bit more about the book and see if it's something that you would like. So, it's important to have a beautiful cover, but it's also important to have a cover that matches the genre that you're writing in. Now, in most cases, people do hire cover designers or at least buy pre-made book covers. I did not do that. And the reason for that is I actually like playing around with graphic design stuff. I do some graphic design work, and, I have the software, first of all. I have graphics software. I have a lot of graphics myself and fonts, because I do this work and have the ability to make graphics too, to make artwork that I can use. So if you don't have all of that, and you want to make your own cover, you don't really have any experience doing graphic design stuff, I would caution you not to do that. You think maybe you'll save money, but you won't. By the time you spend money on the software, the artwork, the time that you're going to have to put into learning how to create a cover, it would be easier to just pay someone to do it for you and have a professional result. But I did not do that. I made it myself, and that's just because that's what I do, and I like to do that. And there's some people who would say, well, maybe it's a better idea to hire someone, but I know the book pretty well. I pretty much know it inside and out, so I felt that gave me a heads up on designing the cover. So I'm going to go ahead and cut away from the video right now to bring up the cover, and you can see it, and I'll come back. But so without further ado, here is, drumroll, here is the cover to Unnamed Roads. And so the book, like I said, is young adult, contemporary. And lately, there's been a trend in young adult books to go with covers, have a lot of use color, interestingly. There's a lot of bright things out there right now, but also things that are artwork versus like photo covers, and so drawings, illustrations are featured a lot in a lot of the young adult covers that are out there. And you can usually trace this back to certain books, like when my first book Popular came out, that came out in 2011. Twilight was still huge then, so my cover was mostly black with a little bit of color. It had nothing to do with vampires or anything remotely related to Twilight, but just about every book that came out that year for young adults was like black. Again, there was just so much black out there. You went to the young adult section in a bookstore or library and it was just like black covers everywhere, and that's because everyone was copying Twilight and trying to make their books look like Twilight, which isn't really a good strategy, especially when you have a book that has nothing at all to do with vampires. But anyway, that was the mode then. Well, things have shifted now, and so a lot of young adult covers that are coming out now are using color and drawings and illustrations, and I think that can be traced back to John Green's The Fault in Our Stars. That was like a bright blue cover with like white clouds and yellow font on it, and it was a hugely successful book. Was it hugely successful because of the cover? Probably not. Probably not because John Green wrote it. And I mean, it's a good book, tearjerker. But that book sold really well. So then every publisher is like, well, we need to make a cover that looks like that. I saw an awful lot of bright blue covers coming out shortly after The Fault in Our Stars. And even so, the trend now has been for covers that feature, artwork and illustration, as opposed to, using photos, which used to be more common. You don't see that as much, although you see it's still being used in young adult books. So I'm just trying to think of, well, John Green just came out with Turtles All the Way Down, which again is, illustration versus photo. The Hate You Give, by Angie Thomas, that uses an illustration on it, and it's been at the top of the bestseller list for a while now. So definitely illustration is the trend right now in young adult books. So I used an illustration for my cover. Went in a little bit different direction because I wanted it to reflect the theme and the story that I wrote, Unnamed Roads. And so I actually, you might not be able to tell this from the book, but from the cover that you're looking at, but I was modeling it after vintage travel posters. If you're familiar with that like design, you see these old-timey, posters, visit San Francisco or, wherever, visit Paris, and they feature illustration, big bold lettering, stuff like that. So that was the look I was definitely going for with this. That does fit the book in the sense that the main character, Petra, she has a love of vintage things, as do I. So I thought that kind of fit. And of course, there's a road trip in this book, and so that also goes with the travel poster kind of theme. The word roads is in the title, and has to do with the storyline in a way. So we have an image of a road, and I think hopefully that conveys that it's a road trip kind of book. I hope, I don't know. And I do like the fact that the travel poster style with these big bold letters, I hope will help the title and my name to stand out, especially when you're talking about ebooks and little thumbnails on a computer screen. So that's, how I came up with the design for the cover. Used some artwork that I had, some purchase artwork, changed many things and rearranged things and, recolored things and all that, to come up with this particular layout and design. I had a lot of input from my boyfriend, who also does some graphic design stuff, and was able to give me some good feedback. And so this is the final product, and I'm gonna switch back and I'll take the cover off and I'll come back and talk to you. So yeah, I'm back here, and that's my cover, the cover reveal for Unnamed Roads. I'll tell you a little bit more about the book in upcoming episodes, I guess. But I wanted to show you guys that and just let you know what it's looking like. So be on the lookout for that book later on this month, February 2018. And I'm just really excited about it, and I'm glad I could share that with you. So, if you had any thoughts on the cover, if you hate it, if you like it, let me know. But I've been working on that cover for a little while. I just finalized it this week. There was nothing too much going on with that. Other stuff going on in my author life this week. I'm working on some more and getting that book ready for publication, of course. And I did get an email the end of last week from my agent who represented me on the sale of my second and third book. So that was my books, Ferocity Summer and Shallow Pond. Those were young adult novels, and those sold to Flux, which at the time was an imprint of Llewellyn and was the same publisher that published my first book, Popular. Now, back in 2013, right after Shallow Pond came out, I did get notice that Popular was going out of print, and I didn't have an agent when I sold Popular, so that was just something I sold myself, and it was going out of print, but I wasn't getting the ebook rights back. I was just getting the print book rights, the audiobook rights, and they had sold a few of the foreign rights and wanted to hold on to the sale of those for 1 year. Wanted to hold on to the foreign rights for 1 year because they're working on some other deals, but I don't think any more sold after that. And those did revert back to me. But I didn't have the print book rights back, or the ebook rights back. I'm sorry, and I was kind of bummed about that. I tried initially to get them back, and they said no. So last year, end of last year, 2017, I did send another letter to Flux, which was now owned by a different publisher because the imprint had been sold. So anyway, citing the poor sales figures, which is, why the book went out of print to begin with, and they were able to revert the ebook rights back to me. So I was able to use that as a reader magnet to, help build up my mailing list. You can get a free copy of that book. Just go to that website of mine, or give me your email, and you can have a free copy of that book. You could also buy it if you want, but why buy it when you can get it for free, right? So it is available, and I am using that to build up my mailing list. Meanwhile, Ferocity Summer and Shallow Pond were still in print, and the end of last week, I got an email from, like I said, my agent who had represented the sale of those books, and those were going out of print. But just like that last time when Popular went out of print, they told me, that they're reverting the print rights, but not the ebook rights. They're keeping those. And my agent said, do you want me to work on getting the ebook rights back? And I said, yeah, that would be awesome. So that's where we're at with those. I don't know how that'll go. I know, at the same time that my first book went out of print, I knew another author with the same publisher who got, basically the same message letter that I got, and she had an agent when she sold that book, and her agent was able to get those rights back right away for her. So hopefully I will get the ebook rights back for Ferocity Summer and Shallow Pond, but at the moment, it's just the print rights that are coming back to me. So if I do get those rights back, I will work on getting those put up as self-published books, so that I can make some money from those too, because I have not made any money from those books since I got my advance on those way back when they sold. So it would be nice to have a little bit of income coming in from my books. But anyway, that's pretty much what's going on in my life as an author and what's going on. I've been continuing to work on my adult mystery thriller. Again, still called The Girl Most Likely to Succeed. That title may change because I've been known to change titles. And I'm pretty happy with the progress I'm making on it. I think I'm up to like 53,000 words on it. Which is pretty good. I'm at the stage now, like this is a rewrite, and I'm at the stage now where basically it's all just writing, because everything that I'd written before, I've changed so much, and the plot's changed a lot, and so in this latter half of the book, it's, I just have to write new chapters because nothing I wrote before even makes any sense with, everything that I've changed going previously to it. So it's maybe a little bit slower going, I guess, but I've been putting in some time and getting that book shaped up, and, I do hope to be publishing that later on this year. So, I'll keep you posted on how that goes and the progress that I make there. And that's really it, guys. Can I think of anything else to tell you? Probably I'm forgetting some important thing, but I don't know. It is getting exciting that we're getting close to getting Unnamed Roads out. So that's really going to be my first fully self-published novel, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm going to learn a lot, I hope, with this publication, and I will let you know about all of that and how it goes for me. So thank you guys for watching, listening, whatever you were doing. Thanks for joining me. And I put out these videos / podcasts each week, just an update on what is going on in my life as an author, anything I'm learning along the way, and just all the fun that I'm having being a sometimes awkward author. So keep it awkward, guys. I will talk to you again next week.